Hi guys, Andrew Ring from DT. Today's topic is about the acceleration of Operator Connect with Azure-based microservices in DT. Did you know that PSTN is the oldest cloud service in the world? Having this in mind, we want to show how we move this cloud service to the next level. In this session, we want to cover a few things. First of all, let's start with the challenge DT faced in the cloudification of voice services with one important question: how we define voice as a cloud service. Microsoft Teams is the fastest growing UC solution running in one of the best hyperscalers. Therefore, it's for sure DT need a hyperscaled voice platform. And how we built that platform and why we used Azure to run this. The customer experience is the most important part in all our decision. That's the reason why we have put a self-service portal on top of this platform, which we want to show later. A few years ago, DT had the challenge for voice cloudification. So let's have a look at these challenges. The classic telco is focused on delivering single voice products and not complete voice solutions. Today's customer is expecting more, starting with the voice services and ending with a complete service offering for UC solutions like Microsoft Teams. Voice service provisioning is a manual process. Product delivery took up to 6 weeks due to manual order processes. Voice services are access bundled products and avoid cloud-based voice trunking. Therefore, we need to decouple the voice services and understand them as a microservice. Having this in mind, there are 3 outcomes. We need to change the perspective, think the telco as a platform. We need to automate the provisioning processes end to end, which also means we need to migrate all our voice networks to an all-IP approach. And last, we need to decouple the voice services and understand them as a microservice. As we tackled these issues, we sorted out 3 findings. Voice is a microservice. That's why we need to move all voice service workloads to a cloud-native architecture. Microservices needs to be in the cloud, and that's the reason why we moved all hardware-based components into the cloud, which support us in automatic and rapid scaling of SBCs. We understand voice as an additional API. Therefore, we implement the provisioning and voice interworking services into our existing DevOps processes. Let's go a little bit more into details. With the hyperscaler vision in mind, we have developed 3 services. The Script Trunk as a service delivers voice as cloud-based service hosted in the DT data centers. With the SBC as a service approach, we moved all SBC-related services into the cloud, which opens the door for an automatic provisioning and high flexible deployment of SBC services where our customers need them. Instead of microservices, we are able to speed up the deployment and provisioning processes. With a generic API architecture, we were able to integrate the Operator Connect services within a few weeks. So let's have a more closer look at these specific services. The self-service portal for DT customers allow the creation of SIP trunks within a few clicks. A wizard helps the customers in creating the SIP trunk without being an expert. Once the SIP trunk is created and ready for service, the customer can purchase a Teams voice add-on. This add-on triggers a microservice which starts provisioning services on all DT backend systems and allows the customers to put the SIP trunk into service for Microsoft Teams within a few minutes. Let's go over to the most important microservice, the SBC microservice. The SBC microservice configures the SBC cluster from DT and makes sure that the configuration and interworking parameters are set automatically. Once this is done, the SBC goes into service. The voice interworking between both worlds is certified by Microsoft and the DT Test Center and guarantees the best voice interoperability. Last but not least, we have the Voice Configuration API. With the configured zip trunk and the SBC services, we need to manage the phone number entities in the M365 tenant as well. The microservice is responsible for the provisioning of the phone numbers through the Operator Connect API. This service is controlling the complete lifecycle of phone numbers and can handle multiple phone number types like user, conferencing, or voice apps. Bringing these pieces together, we have a complete provisioning chain which allowed us to offer Teams voice services as a cloud-native application. As mentioned, the complete DT and Teams voice service offering is based on a self-service portal which allows our customers to have Teams voice enabled in a few steps. The customer don't need more than a DT zip trunk service and a licensed M365 tenant. Now let's give you a demo how easy it is to get started with Teams telephony and DT voice services. Let's have a look at the DT self-service portal, which allow our customers in very easy onboarding from Microsoft Teams Operator Connect. With 3 steps, the customer is ready to go. On the first step, we have to create a zip trunk. For this demo, it's already done. On the second step, we need to establish the provisioning connection between the DT and Microsoft services. In the third and last step, we need to book the Teams Operator Connect voice add-on. Let's establish the connection between the DT and Microsoft services. For this, the customer needs the admin credentials of his M365 tenant. Once the login was successful, the customer must accept the consent. After this, the provisioning connection is established, and we can move over to step 3. In the last step, we need to book the Teams Operator Connect add-on. After we have selected, we need to go through the shopping cart. Once done, we need to wait a few seconds. And now we see that the trunk is registered on online and the phone numbers are available. So now let's move over to the Teams Admin Center and check if we have phone numbers. So now we are in the Teams Admin Center and see that there are phone numbers available. So let's select one of the phone numbers and assign this phone number to one licensed M365 user. Once this step is successfully finished, the Teams user is able to make phone calls via PSTN. Now we are at the end of our session. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Thanks for being our guest and stay tuned. Bye.